Sweet. Pokemon. 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 The new Pokemon TCG card game Pocket just came out. It's awesome. Oh, I shouldn't be cursing, but it's awesome. Today, I will be talking to you guys about Pokemon cards. When it comes to Pokemon cards, or at least the new TCG Pocket, I feel like a lot of people are super invested in it right now. I am. I want to play Pokemon cards all the time in my goddamn phone. So let's get this started. Anyways, this is going to be a little bit different from all my other videos. A while ago, I made a LOR deck. If you don't know what LOR is, it is the League of Legends card game. I did like a tutorial deck building guide on the Lurk deck, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. I had a lot of fun with it. I know when it comes to card games, I'm very invested in it. I like playing the ranked games, and I like doing a lot of cool niche things. It makes my brain go yay. Made a video on the Lurk deck. Fortunately, ranked got cut off, so I couldn't continue doing more. I really wanted to continue doing more because it was a lot of fun. It was good. I had funs with it. I recorded it. I did a whole little bit for it. I don't think I'm doing a bit for this one, but I did a little bit for it, and it was awesome. And some people thought it was funny. My 2 subscribers that watch all my videos, thank you very much. Please keep watching, like and subscribe as much as you can. Pokemon came out. I've been playing Pokemon cards ever since I was a fucking child. When it comes to like Pokemon card games, I've literally just been collecting since I would say Hoenn? Yeah, Ruby and Sapphire, that was like my first games. And then when I heard, holy crap, Pokemon TCG Pocket is coming out. I'm gonna be able to play and collect Pokemon cards on my phone. I jumped on it, was the first in line, immediately got in, was like, let's go, let's get it, let's get started. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of cool things. But now, what I really wanna get into is, now there's going to be like a ranked mode, hopefully soon, but there's like a good mode right now, or the event that's going on at this moment of recording is the consecutive wins. So win 5 consecutive wins and you get gold emblem. It was really cool. So I'm participating in it, and one thing that I'm going to tell you guys about is competitive decks. I want to tell you all about them and how to build them, how to play them, what to use, or not to use, who not to play against. But let's start off with the coolest one, the one that I've been playing the most, and that is the Charizard deck, the Charizard EX deck, the Char guy. Let's start off with the Charizard EX deck. So you got your Charizard EX. You started with that. What do you do now? Well, you keep opening packs, as many as you can, even though you're not going to get the thing that you wanted because they're all predetermined, and you keep spinning and spinning and keep looking at bent parts of the cards or the booster packs, and you're like, oh, maybe this one might be it. Oh, this one might be the one that I get. And then you don't get it because it's predetermined. You can't increase your chances. They're all the same booster pack. You get your lizard, you get your little flaming dragon little boy. So what do you do with it? Well, now you got to get the flaming chicken, the Costco rotisserie chicken that you can always get. That's one of the most important ones. So now that you got both of those EXs, well then, how do we start this deck? Well, first things first, and I'm only going to say it in this video. I'm not going to say it in the other ones. But immediately, if you're new to building decks and you're new to wanting to play ranked or play competitively or anyway, ranked and competitive, same shit, casually, want to do casual stuff, then you're going to need to buy yourself a Pokeball card. I think there should be some in the shop, or you already come with it. You're going to need Professor Oak, you're going to need the X Speed, and you're going to need the potions. I forgot which ones you already start with, but the ones that you need to buy those, and those are the 4 that you need. Always have 2 copies of those. Don't have 1. I mean, you can if you want to, it's up to you, but having 2 increases the chances of having more of that like card being able to be pulled out. So always have 2 of those. Those are your bread and butter, your main course, your meat and potatoes. Now let's get to the specifics. Now when it comes to the Pokemon or the Pokemons that you want to run, I'm going to talk about the ones that I run, or the ones that is recommended to run. Also, I will talk about variants later on. But for the core Pokemon cards that you need, Charmander, the cool looking version, or the not so cool looking version. Charmeleon, there's only one. Charizard EX. And then you're also going to have the chicken, Moltres EX. You're going to need 2 copies of each one. 2 Charmanders, 2 Charmeleons, 2 Charizard EXs, and 2 Moltres EXs. Those are the core Pokemon that you are going to need, you're going to want to play with. But when it comes to those, like obviously the variants, you could swap out a couple of things, or if you don't have a couple of things, you could swap out. Talk about it later. But now for the core trainer cards that you're probably going to need on this deck, you're going to either want 2 Sabrinas and either 2 red cards or 2 Giovannis. You pick which one you want. I run 1 red card and 1 Giovanni because there are times where I need a Giovanni because I need to kill something that has 80 health or 70 health, and I have my other Pokemon that don't have that number yet, which is Moltres, Charmander, Charmeleon, sometimes Charizard. Oh no, wait. No, Charmander does 30. My bad. Anyways, so there's those. So I like running 1 just in case. I may swap it out for something else because I haven't really used it lately, but when I use it, it works well. Then we got the red card. Red card, definitely have 1 if you can. If you don't want to, it's cool. It's just that it definitely mixes up the other character or like the other person's hand. It's pretty fucking good. But if you don't have any of those, or you don't have anything that I listed earlier, well, here are some variants. Basically, if you don't have that many, I would say, Moltreses, or if you don't want to have the red card or Giovanni, or I mean Moltres you would definitely need. But basically, let's say the last 2 slots you don't even want to use Giovanni, or you don't want to use red card. Well, we have Meowth. You can either run 1 Meowth or run 2 Meowth. It's not bad, because the Meowth is literally a deal 10 damage, and you get to draw a card. It's honestly pretty good. Having him early, it'll make you basically try to draw either the Moltres EX that you didn't start with, or it helps you draw the fucking Charmander or the Charmeleon or the Charizard. Basically, it'll help you get what you need in your hand as soon as possible, but it's not needed, but it's not a bad card to start with or to have. So now, when it comes to basically, I would say any other Pokemon, you can have Arcanine. Arcanine's not bad. He's a big damage dealer. And then when it comes to Centiskorch is a huge damage dealer, kind of like a similar version of, like, I think the first Charizard that's out, or the non-Charizard EX. When it comes to Centiskorch, basically it's a huge or like a really big damage dealer. Not like insane, like I would say if you had a regular Charizard. I would say definitely if you have a regular Charizard, I would rather you go in with a regular Charizard because it does 150 damage and it discards 2 fire energy, which is fine because you have Moltres. Or you would basically discard 1 and do 130 damage. It's not the worst, but I wouldn't recommend. I would recommend, like, if you don't have a regular Charizard and you only have 1 Charizard EX, I would, definitely go with a Centiskorch or an Arcanine. There's a lot of people who put in Rapidash, sometimes Ninetales, any other fire Pokemon basically that deals either big damage dealers or really good early game. I would say if you don't have the EXs, definitely search into one of those types of Pokemon. Now that we have all the cards in play, or basically what I was talking about, the variants and everything, now let's get to why. Special guest Chris. You want to say anything to the fans? I don't think I could keep that in.
I know.
All right. When it comes to basically like why do we need these or what do we do now, the answer is simple. Build up your Charizard. You want to get him to 6 energy. It's a good number. Because when you're facing other Pokemon, you're most likely facing an EX. So all you have to do is literally kill 2 EXs, or an EX and a regular. Definitely try to get it to 6 because you're only going to use it twice because it discards 2 fire energy anyways. 8 in case you're facing regular like Pokemon no EX decks. How do we start the game? Or what do we want in our starting hand? What we want in our starting hand is definitely a Moltres EX. You want that chicken. You want that chicken. Literally there, flaming, hot and ready, hot and steamy and spicy, ready for the build up because you're about to start cooking. You basically have Moltres on top and you want to have a Charmander already on bench, or you would want a Moltres EX and another Moltres EX, just kind of like chilling, build each other up if you can, but that's only like if needed. But ideally you want a Charmander right there with you, so because all you have to do is give the fucking Moltres 1 energy, and then immediately using that 1 energy you could flip 3 coins, and each head adds another fire energy to the bench Pokemon, which is really good until you just keep drawing like tails, or you keep flipping tails, and then it's not so good because you keep getting tails and you can't stop, and you're like, it's a 50% chance. I mean, like, how could I not get a freaking heads at this point? And you keep flipping and you keep flipping and you just keep getting tails. You just keep getting tails. You don't get anything else. You don't get anything else. It sucks, especially when you're facing other cards that are like immediately super fast. But anyways, but that's what you want. The thing that you don't want, or I would say is not a really good starting, is when you start with nothing but Charmanders. You have 2 Charmanders out there. Charmander is really easy to get killed. He is like 60 health, and anything that's a good start, like if they have a good starting deck, like a good aggro, like right away deck, you're done. You need the Moltres. He has 140 health. He's like your literal tank that's like basically trying to not die, and also like coddling your little Charmander, being like, it's okay, little one. It's okay. Let's go. Here. Have another fire energy. Here, come on. Here's another one. You know what? You need another one. And you keep doing that. Basically, what you want is you want to keep flipping heads. The whole time, you just want to keep building your Charmander. And as you're drawing cards, you want to have that Charmeleon. You want to keep evolving that Charmander until he gets to a Charizard EX as soon as possible. Or I would say as soon as you have about 6 energy, you want that Charizard. Once he has 6 energy and he's still a Charmander, well, you're doing dirty damage. That's what you're doing, you little... If literally someone has a really good start, or like a really good aggro deck, or something that can kill you early game, I would say definitely start building up your Moltres first. Because once you get that Moltres to get to like 3 energy, you're building up your Moltres, and then you're also continuing to build up your Charmander. So Charmander is the big heavy hitter, or basically once you turn into a Charizard, it's the big heavy hitter. And Moltres is kind of like the damage dealer that does a little bit of damage every time, but it's still significant enough where if someone has facing another Charizard deck, they have a Charmander, 1 hit with a Moltres, or like anything that has a basic Pokemon that's like 670 or below health, you got them with a Moltres, and it's pretty good. Now when it comes to also like using the trainer cards, when you use a Sabrina, when you use a Giovanni, like I said earlier, Giovanni, it's basically you add 10 more damage to your attack. If it's a weakness, add 30 in a sense. But you basically just kind of use Giovanni whenever you feel like, oh, I can one-shot using Moltres, or I can one-shot using like a Charmeleon, or like using the first part, or I think it's Flamethrower. Put it up here. I don't know. Deal 60 damage. You can now make it deal 70. Do that. Sabrinas. When do you use Sabrinas? To stall. You use Sabrinas to stall. So whenever they have a really good aggro and they're about to kill your Moltres, you want to use the Sabrina and switch it out to something else. Do not use Sabrina in a way where you know they're going to pull out their strong Pokemon. You only use Sabrina when you know they have nothing else. Fuck it. They have a little guy. Bring him back out. Sabrina is there to unfuck up your fuck ups. The red card. The red card, basically, if you know that they have like everything, or you feel like they have everything, you immediately use the red card, and then they'll get nothing. Or they could get everything. It's the luck of the draw. RNG, baby. Let's talk about what decks are really good against this deck, or what decks are really bad against this deck. Basically, what are your best matchups and what are your worst matchups? Your best matchups. Any grass deck. Any grass deck that you come across, if you do not win using a Charmander or basically a Charizard deck, what are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? Because you are dealing 20 more damage with anything. Build up that Moltres. Who cares? If you could build up the Moltres, you are now doing 90 damage. That is insane. That is a lot. And that could literally, and most of those grass decks are Executor EX or Venusaur EX or the combination, the double combo. Basically, any grass, you should win. If you lose, damn, you're unlucky. Now, for the worst matchups, Starmie. Well, Starmie's a good one. Starmie's basically the Misty card if you want, or an Articuno. I mean, Articuno EX decks like is fine because basically if they miss their Misty, you got it in the bag. But if you got a Starmie, they have 0 retreat cost, so they could bounce back and forth as much as they want, and they don't care. Like basically, if you make them pull out you use Sabrina them and you make them pull out a Starmie, that Starmie could just go back. You're kind of screwed. It's a really good aggro, and honestly, or like basically once they set up, they're pretty much good to go right away. And then we got the Wretched Mouse. The Wretched Electrocuting Mouse. This one right here. This little guy. This guy is probably one of the better decks, I would say, in the game at this moment, because he is such a huge aggro heavy deck. The minute you pop him down and you got that full bench, and then you got your Moltres is done. Your Moltres is literally done. Like your Moltres has a weakness to only electricity. So basically, anytime you pull the Moltres out and you see that Pikachu, you make sure you kill that Pikachu as soon as you can, or else you're gonna get your rotisserie chickened. If you come against those, it's gonna be really hard, but you could still win. Like don't think that you can't. Like try your best, but if you know that you're about to lose, cut your losses. Oh well, next game. That's how we do it. That's how we do it in the biz. That's about it when it comes to this deck video, this deck tutorial. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I hope you guys learned a little bit about what I was talking about. If you want to know more about other decks, please let me know. Next one is going to be Mewtwo EX. The Mewtwo EX deck is a really good, consistent one. So I'm excited to work on that one soon. That one should come out, or I'm not going to say it because I don't even know my own schedule because I'm procrastinator. That's going to be the new one. After that one, let me know what you guys want to see. Which deck do you guys want me to talk about? Which deck do you guys want me to elaborate on? Or if you want, what could I elaborate on more from this one? Or like in the next one, what do you want to see more about me talking about that deck? What do you want to learn more about it? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. But before you leave, hit that like button. It's a little cringe to say, but do it. And then while you're at it, hopefully I earned your subscription. You know? I hope so. Once you caress the little like button and the subscribe button, you get a little kiss from me. Good night. I tuck you in. Every time you hit the subscribe, I tuck you in the bed. Little good, it's good and tight, you know, like a little snug, like a little burrito. I'll roll you up, and then I'll just go up to you and go, have a sweet dreams. Anyways, goodbye, guys. Have a good one. Don't do anything dumb.